Hi Scorpio, welcome to your mid-monthly April 2020 tarot forecast and astrology forecast. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. So, Pluto, your ruler, goes retrograde and it's making you feel kind of the way it always does when it goes retrograde, because when Pluto goes retrograde it's pretty slow moving. It lasts for a good chunk of the year. You're used to this energy by now. But considering it just had that Jupiter conjunction, that as we said before occurs only every 13 years, there is more drive to go after what you want. The Fool. There is more adventure for you. You're more than willing to go after something with a carefree spirit. You're more than willing to throw caution to the wind and go after what it is that you really, really want. Because Jupiter conjunct Pluto, even if you're not totally sure yet what it is or the dynamic of what it will look like or the intrinsic mechanics behind it, you're ready to put one foot forward. And it will surprise people how big a step it actually is. Even if it is only 1 foot forward, it's an almighty stride. And with Pluto going retrograde, it just makes you feel more close to your ruler, to the energies, to your power, to your wisdom, to your personal strengths, the things that make you so Scorpio. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're beginning a new journey. You're ready to put that foot forward. Even if you can't see what is over the edge of the cliff, you're ready to throw caution to the wind and dive into something. And do you know why else that is, Scorpio? The Sun conjunct Uranus on the 26th in your partnership sector, right after the new moon in your partnership sector. You are Queen of Pentacles, feeling pretty confident about this. You're feeling that you have the charm, the beauty, the methodology, if I could talk. You have all the tools that you need in order to go forward. And you could be dealing with an earth sign. You could be going on a journey with an earth sign. You could be making new marks in business. You could be deciding to invest in something in some way. You could be deciding to begin a beauty course, a counseling course, Reiki, whatever it is. You're beginning a new skill for some of you. You're really taking that new skill and making it into the next part of your journey. King of Pentacles. And it could be that for a lot of Scorpios, you're finding more compatible people to spend your time with, to move forward with. Six of Swords. You're finding that you are leveling up in business and work. You're seeing your worth. You're seeing where you have been quite possibly investing too heavily in something that was dead and buried, and you're ready to put Three of Pentacles, the blocks together to make something that can actually grow this time. You are seeing where investing in something in your past that left you in an emotional deficit, possibly in a financial deficit, left you without a lot of love, left you without a lot of money, you're now starting to see the abundance of the new stuff, the new start, the new projects. Ace of Wands, it looks really, really good, especially if this is a career move that you've decided on. I think for a lot of you it is. I think Jupiter conjunct Pluto is probably to do with expanding your skill set. I think for a lot of you it is expanding your, can you see? No. Okay. Expanding your skill set, expanding the way that you communicate, and you're not afraid to say what it is that you want to say anymore. That's the thing about Saturn leaving your communication sector. You're a lot less restricted, and with Mercury now in Aries, dear God, so help anyone that asks you your opinion if it doesn't align with what they want. You'll say it anyway. Two of Swords. But what about those areas in your life where you don't know? Where you're not quite so sure, where you're feeling a little bit defensive, When you're feeling defensive, because Chiron is making aspects with the Sun, Mercury, all the Aries transits in the sky, and that's okay. It's okay for the wounded healer to get his moment, because the only way to heal what we need to heal is to vocalize it and acknowledge it in the first place. But if you're wondering, Scorpio, why are you so defensive about something? People always wonder why Scorpio has the stinger, and Scorpio only has the stinger because they are so sensitive and they need to protect their sensitivity. But there's one area in particular that you get very defensive about. And you have to ask why. Chances are it's because it's vulnerable. Chances are because it is a wound. And if it is a wound and you're being defensive about it, it obviously matters a lot. So how are you going to heal that? How are you going to let the defenses down and let the medicine at it? How are you going to, Six of Cups, heal that? For some of you, you find that healing through a love that feels like home. For some of you, you find it through being at home, through your family, through your dynamics. And for some of you, you look back to the past and say, that hurt me. Five of Swords, particularly if it was a deceit of some kind. And Scorpio, you want to acknowledge that deceit. You want to heal it. You want to see where maybe you were walking on eggshells a lot. And you heal it very, very well, the Sun. In fact, you heal it so well that you turn your weakness and your vulnerabilities into prosperity and success. Look at that. 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. You turn the things that you learned from that made you feel very weak into success. You get a wake-up call in terms of your passions, in terms of your skills, in terms of your worth, in terms of your dynamics. If it's not a King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles situation, it simply won't do. And the reason that it won't do is because you're looking for something that has longevity, that has legs, that has a yellow sky behind it, that is glorious, that is glowing, and you will accept nothing less. And I think for a lot of you that's career, but it could be love too. 6 of Swords, as you coast into a new way of living, a new way of interacting, a new way of seeing the world, you come across in your midst an old wound, something that has been blocking you for a while, be it a lack of confidence in some area. And I don't think it is in a Scorpio's nature to not have confidence. I think Scorpios are very confident, but they're mostly confident when they are in a period of challenge, because they find their feet, they find their strength, they see their truth, they see the strength that they have. And when things start to get easy is when a Scorpio starts to get a little bit defensive about something in particular. And for you, with Pluto going retrograde, you have to figure out, Scorpio, what that area is. And I think for a lot of you, it's to do with soulmates. I think for a lot of you as well, it's to do with family. And I think for a lot of you, it's to do with that parent-child dynamic that maybe has made you feel some area of doubt. Some kind of doubt about how you express yourself. Saturn in Aquarius will be very healing for Scorpios that have some level of family trauma. Some level of disappointment, some level of insecurity, some level of fractured dynamics. And for a lot of you where there was a past love that hurt you so badly that you thought you would never love again, you thought you would never trust again, that changes. That's changing. It is a process. It's a gradual process in some ways. When the sun moves into Taurus, you start to get a bit of warmth on your back and love takes over. Love takes over in a big way. 2 of Cups. Perfect. Love takes over in a big way. It's amazing how that 2 of Cups just knew how to come out. Love takes over in a big way. It feels very safe, feels very complete, feels very whole. And for some of you, this doesn't necessarily even involve a partner. It is a great friend. It is a great friendship. It is a great union. It is somebody who shows you just how much they love you, whether it's platonic, whether it is family, whether it is romantic. Somebody says what you've hoped somebody would say for a long time. Because Jupiter conjunct Pluto is actually going to bring a lot of communication into your life, Scorpio, that you really needed in order to expand. Some of it could be quite harsh because someone tells you exactly where you're going wrong and they're right. Some of it is talking through things in a sense that you finally feel an inner peace. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Well, now that is appropriate. Breaking the chain and the ancestral patterns, and yes, just say yes. Just say yes. I'm imagining for some of you that's saying yes to this union. Saying yes to partnership, saying yes to friendship, saying yes to opening up, saying yes to breaking that pattern, saying yes to healing, saying yes to deciding that this time it's going to be different. And the reason it's going to be different is because you've learned something, you've made different choices, you're ready to have this, that, or whatever. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I think, Scorpio, it will be very, very, very good. Very, very easy. Very, very healing. Very, very transformative. Very, very stable. I think if you are dealing with a Leo, similarly, very strong, very stable, even if it has seemed completely derailed by consequences outside of your control. I think there's a lot of love there. Let's draw a love card. Considering the Two of Cups is there, looking very lovely. Let's see what Scorpio needs. Chivalry. Oh, I love this card. Look how happy he looks with his horse and his flowers, his roses. Maybe somebody actually sends you flowers. But you know what stands out for me, Scorpio, with this? Is the eagle at the top. That's you. That is your energy. It's very symbolic. Taurus season is going to be completely, utterly romantic, loving, and full of that good energy that you are quite excited to see. And I think for a lot of you, this is very significant with the Sun and the Two of Cups. For some of you, it is to do with children. For some of you, it's even to do with horses. I can't help but notice that horses have showed up twice. Could be to do with someone having horses, getting a horse, riding a horse, whatever it is. But also the term bareback comes to mind. So wild horses, carefree, riding into something fearlessly, tapping into that side of your nature that has been subdued in some way. I think Pluto going retrograde allows you to be a bit braver. I think it allows you to be a bit less aware of the potential devastating consequences to something, and it lets you live, because everything in life has the potential to go right. Everything has the potential to go wrong. The difference is knowing the strength of your own wings. You know, it's like when birds sit on a branch and they know that the branch could snap from underneath them, but they trust their wings to fly away to safety. You know, that kind of feeling? Being able to rest on something and knowing that if it doesn't work out the way that you'd hoped, you can fly free. You can start over, because a Scorpio in their very nature is the sign that starts over the most. You're the sign that does it the best. You're the sign that learns from it the most. And oftentimes I think, Scorpio, you forget that. Sun conjunct Uranus in your partnership sector will bring some very exciting matters of the heart. And as I said, it could be love, it could be partnership in business. Regardless, it's to do with a one-on-one that you have to say yes to. The XYZ emphasis on the X in the past that was so painful, that was so devastating, there's a way to heal that now. And you're realizing, Scorpio, that in order to have this level of connection, you have to stop trying to do everything in the shadows. You have to stop trying to hide your feelings. It makes it very complicated when you try to hide your feelings. And that's why the Sun card is such a beautiful energy for you, because it allows you to feel carefree, excited, passionate. And one of the things that I love about this card that you could blink and miss is the sunflower imagery. in the background. Sunflowers are spiritually associated with loyalty and longevity. And as well as that, there is, I'm not even sure if this is 100% true, but I did hear, and I find this very interesting, that when the sun goes away, sunflowers can turn their heads to each other and give each other energy. I'm not 100% sure that that's true, but it's a lovely idea. The idea of these sunflowers just looking at each other and saying, you know, the sun's gone, times are a bit darker, but we've got each other. You know, that's what this looks like, isn't it? If you're on the market for something like that, or you want to find that in your current relationship, there is a sense of very high possibility, even if it's a relationship that you want to heal. The key, if you want to heal it, if you want to find it, or you want to heal a current one, are kind of the same theory. It's about looking backwards and seeing where there was a battle that left you quite weathered, that left you quite blocked off, that left you quite defensive, and just say it. Just say, I felt hurt about this. You are human, you hurt, you need people. You think you don't sometimes, but you do. And a lot of Scorpios are so very hung up on one person from the past, and they miss so much of life because of it. I see it consistently with Scorpio people that I know. It is this honing in on this unattainable character, or this hurtful character, and trying so hard to transform them into something better. But in reality, Scorpio, it's you need to transform yourself. And you need to break free of this, whatever it is, where you felt like nothing was moving, nothing was working, everything was stuck. Because in Taurus season, there is great reward for the emotional turbulence over the last, I want to say years, maybe. But you're breaking a chain, and you're saying yes. Love it. I love you, Scorpio. I will see you in the next set of readings in May. Can you believe we're at May of this year that nobody should have bought a 2020 diary for? Anyway, I'll see you then.